In the world of K-pop, trends come and go. It's not exclusive to K-pop, but some trends just love finding their way into the genre and get a little overexposed to the point that fans are like, girl, bye! Hello everyone, my name is Derek, otherwise known as DareDB, and for this video, we're gonna play a little game. I plan to list out various K-pop trends, and I, decide whether or not we should keep it or cancel it. Feel free to play along and share your thoughts below in the comments, and if you have more for me to react to, then maybe we could do a part 2 to this. Or we could just cancel this video when it's all said and done. So yeah, before we get started, I wanted to let you all know that I will be making videos on the app called Amino. Thank you for sponsoring this video, Amino. And for the last 2 months, I have been making some small videos called stories on their app for K-pop fans like ourselves. Please take the time to go follow me on there by searching DareDB. Simply download the app and use the link in my pinned comment on this video or in the description to find my global page to follow me on. I'll be making videos there, and I have been mostly doing guess the K-pop song kind of videos on the KPop Amino. And now with their latest update, I'll continue to be posting my videos at least once a week on my new global profile. Doing similar K-pop riddle and guess that song content, but I'm open to other styles, and if there are other types of videos you'd like to see me do, please feel free to comment below or on my Amino profile to let me know what you'd like to see from me. I look forward to your continued support. Thank you! And now let's get started with the video. First up, Autotune. So when you look back at K-pop from 2009 and 2010, this trend was everywhere. Thank you, T-Pain. But for some ungodly reason, K-pop was like, oh hey, 10th anniversary, let's bring it back. No, I wanted this canceled. Shit pop up like that zit that came on my face when I woke up this morning. Like, excuse me, I didn't ask for you. Like, kindly leave. Thank you. Next one, Trap House music. Let me give you a nice scenario. You throw a nice fun party. Bob shows up. No one's really sure who brought him, but he ends up stealing the show. He's the life of the party. Everybody loves Bob. Wow, he's so cool. Where has he been all my life? The party's over, but Bob is still there, drinking your beer, eating your leftovers, and getting by without even paying rent. It's been 3 years. Like, what the fuck, Bob? Go home, man. You're drunk. You have overstayed your welcome. Excuse me. While it might be in an idol's contract that they're not allowed to date, I still find it hard to call dating news a quote-unquote scandal. Like, okay, they're human after all, and when you think about it, they all pretty much sing about love all the damn time. Let them at least experience it, so they feel the emotion and have the connection of what they're singing about. Otherwise, what's the point? I'm 15 years old, and my man has done me wrong. Let me pen my scorned love anthem, y'all! You know, when Despacito took the world by storm, I expected this to be everywhere. But like, you know what? It's been tastefully introduced here and there in K-pop, and to be honest, I still think it's kind of refreshing. You can stay, my dear. Puedes quedarte por ahora, pero no la cagas, por favor. Who in their right mind actually looks at option A versus B and always thinks the A option is better of the two? Like, really? Business in the front, party in the back, y'all. Hey! Thank God the ladies haven't adopted this trend. But fellas, you could do so much better, trust me. I'll admit, back in the day, before I ever got into K-pop, I was the biggest fan of American Idol. I love that shit. Kelly Clarkson is one of the best singers out there, and I love me some Carrie Underwood. Such an innocent time back then. I can understand how people love these new shows on TV now, but the difference is that they create groups now, and some of them are quote-unquote temporary, which sucks. I like the ones that do form groups because that's great exposure for the debut. Keep those for sure. But For temporary ones, I always feel such anxiety. Trainees mixed with group members that are from underrated groups to be set up to a group that'll eventually disband. Cause fans of the new set group to be upset, angry, and petition these groups to not disband and not go back to their original groups. Do you see what's wrong here? I've already said my proposals to these shows in previous videos, but for now I'll just say, keep survival shows that form new groups that won't disband, and cancel the ones that are temporary to save the fans from the heartache. You're welcome. This is another music trend that is also making a resurgence in K-pop, and in the past, I hated it. At one point back then, I thought, oh my god, is this what the kids like these days? Am I too old for K-pop now? Me at 25 saying this. LOL. But now it's showing up again, but for some reason it's not as grating as it was before, but I still don't need it. Thanks for stopping by, sis, but party's over. You were supposed to leave by 9 o'clock. My good online friend, I Got 7 Inspirits, always talks about this particular pet peeve of hers that she has noticed in K-pop songs these days. Basically, a chorus that's mostly instrumental with a phrase or hook in it that's repeated, typically comprising the entire chorus. Personally, I'm not that bothered by it if it's done well. I mean, granted, I felt that there was definitely a handful that were lazily done, but if there's a catchiness to it, or a timeless sound like the use of a piano or string instruments, then I'm all for it. I say, keep it. But if it gets out of hand with a bunch of trap drops with those one phrase hooks, then yeah, you can just GTFO out of this bitch. Someone mentioned this to me on my YouTube community post, asking me to give my thoughts on this. And I must say, I don't care what y'all think. I love my retro sounds. I'm a 90s kid who also grew up on 80s music because that was also common in the car because, you know, we didn't have iPods, MP3 players, or smartphones back then. Fuck, I'm dating myself. But yeah, these sounds are very nostalgic to me. Love them to death, and to encapsulate an entire decade into one genre is quite difficult. When you look at the 90s music in the US, for example, it's filled with grunge, ska, bubblegum pop, smooth R&B, new jack swing, deep house, and so much more. K-pop hasn't even tapped into all of that, so yeah, keep going K-pop! K-pop fans these days just love to jump to conclusions and cancel people. YG, Cube, Seungri, Jung, me! I mean, they're always ready to press that cancel button, and the irony of this appearing in my video here is pretty comical, but yeah, cancel culture, cancel it please! Unless it's for good reason. Alright people, I have run out of time here today. I did have other things to talk about, but I decided to save them for a potential part 2 video. If you enjoyed this, feel free to share your thoughts on the ones I discussed here today, as well as sharing new topics for me to give my thoughts on. Thank you all so much for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button. My social media is also in the description, and while you're here, check out many more of my works, and see you next time.